Okay. Is this working? Yes. What? Gee. Oh my god. Yes, yes, it is the free crack giveaway. Holy cannolis. Okay, I had to take a deep breath and a huge freaking rip from the water pipe, y'all, of some herbal medications. I cannot do this right now. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm sitting a little bit too close to this camera, but whatever. I don't know if you guys remember, like, me ever telling you that technology glitches so much around me. And I was having such a beautiful day. Such a beautiful day with myself, just, taking it easy and, taking time for myself. And setting all this up was horrible. I had everything like, relatively within arm's reach. I'm putting everything together. Nothing's working. I'm having to do all this other stuff. And anyways, let's go ahead. I'm gonna start the show here. Okay. Gonna hit record on this. Oh. I can't. Y'all, um, what is going on here? Why isn't this giving me any information at all? This is like, let me stop this because I'm about to like, I'm about. I need to figure everything out. What is this? What part is this over here? Why isn't this showing up? I don't, hello, and, thank you guys. I'm trying to, figure everything out here. It's like giving me this, it's not giving me all the information. Why? Okay. just get to it from here? You're watching me in real time losing my fucking mind, okay? Congratulations. I always knew this day would happen, and I am so glad that it looks so much more graceful than I ever thought it would. Honestly, I gotta give it up to myself. Thank you so much, self, for this. The wonderful thing about technology and me is that it hates me so much, okay? I can't stress that enough. Like, do the thing where you do the thing, and I can like search through all the things. I'm gonna throw up. That's gonna be my revenge, is I'm just gonna throw up all over technology, honestly. If anyone wants to, I can't see the chat right now because I am so actively trying not to cry. Why isn't this on? Like, it's in here, but then it's not on my home screen, so I think I have to download it, and it's the thing, like, and I even just searched through all the apps, and it said I don't have this app, and now I go to the app store, and it says that I just have to update. I'm going to. Does anyone else have this problem? Does anyone else have this problem? I need to know right now. Does anyone else have this problem? With technology? Because, oh my mind, I'm losing my mind, my complete fucking mind. Oh my, okay, I can't deal with it. We're just gonna go with the flow. I guess I have to now. I can't do it exactly how I wanted to do it, so we're just gonna do it exactly how it wants to do it, and that's how we're gonna do it, and that's what we're doing. Hello and welcome. I absolutely love this. Okay, nice headlights. Thank you. Thanks. Hello to the two people who are here. Okay. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know how to get it back into what I was doing, but hello and welcome to the soft relaunch of In My Opinion with IO. It is Valentine's Day, or as most of the world knows it, it's February 14th. Hello and welcome. How is everybody doing out there? Hello. I if you can't tell from the sound of my voice, I'm extremely stressed out. I am having the best time trying to figure out how to get this together. And so I'm going to go over here for a second and try to figure this out really quick. I don't know what happened to this mod thing. I feel like, is it too late for me to do it? Why? Oh, why? But how is everybody doing? How are your relationships doing? How are we doing in love? Not just love, romantic love, but self-love. How are we feeling about ourselves? Are we somebody that we would want to date? And I don't mean just the good parts of ourselves or the parts that we like, but our self in totality. Would you date yourself, flaws and all? Is my question to you right now. And recently, I went through a breakup, and I asked myself this question because this is something I have always asked myself as someone who, did not get a lot of support or emotional support. I was supported as a child. But emotionally, not too much. And so this is something I had always, thought about myself, and answering yes to this question always felt kind of like a lie. I don't know if that's relatable to anybody out there, but it never felt like the full truth. I never felt like I fully believed myself when I said, yeah, I would date myself. It felt, like forced. It felt like, yeah, I'm so cool. I'm so, hot. I'm so this. I'm so that. I'm so whatever. Why wouldn't I want to date myself, And it wasn't really rooted in, I guess, my full truth and in my full reality of who I am. And there are so many parts of myself that I see in other people. And as I grew up, I learned that, oh my gosh, these parts of these people that I find so annoying and that bother me so much sometimes, and yes, that I sometimes even freaking hate, these are all things and parts of myself that I had been avoiding and struggling with and just found, I guess undesirable, because it was these undesirable traits that I found in other people. But in actuality, there were things about myself that I didn't like. And so, there's that aspect of all of this. But, yeah, it is, sorry, getting a little bit distracted. It is what it is. And yeah, so I asked myself this recently, and for the first time ever, I said yes and believed it, and I included all of these things about myself that I didn't like, because at this point in my life, I understand that nobody is perfect. There is not this perfect person who is, completely flawless and just immaculate, just pristine, perfect. No, it doesn't exist. We're all perfect, I feel like, yes, in our own selves, and that includes our flaws, but getting to that level of acceptance of where your imperfections are what make you perfectly you, for me at least, has taken a lot of just mental work, self-love, self-care, and what happened recently, while feeling like a complete piece of shit, you know, I always feel like I leave relationships feeling crazy. Okay, I cannot explain it. I feel like from all the things that I see online, I am not the only person to experience this, but I feel so guilty, and I feel, so many things, but the reality is I grew up taking so much abuse, mental, emotional, physical. Okay, I need to make sure that this is. It's like a new app, a new day, a new everything, you guys. I just need to stop right here and just make this comment, okay? Because, oh my gosh, technology and me are not friends. Alright, and I needed to make sure that this was still recording after the screen went blank, because there's been a time in my life where it has stopped recording, and anyways, yes, okay, so back to that. After my marriage ended the way it did, and with everything that happened there, which is a story for another day, my nervous system just cannot handle any more abuse, whether it is intentional or not. And what I mean by that is that anyone is capable of narcissistic behaviors. Does this make you a full-blown narcissist? No. Okay, we all feel embarrassed sometimes. We all, do these things. Like I said before, we have these undesirable traits, and we do them. It's just our human nature, and that is what makes us human. It is our mistakes, is our flaws. But I think what it really comes down to in these situations, besides the whole, complete psychological aspect of it, is what are your intentions behind these behaviors? Because most of the time it's out of embarrassment or guilt or fear or something like that. It's usually not intentional. Does that make sense? Like, it's not malicious. Hello, Blackbeard. You gotta accept that we are all perfectly imperfect and that we are perfect for the right person. Exactly. Okay, exactly. Hold on. My back hurts, and but yes, you gotta just accept that. Did I kick off my pillow? I heard a sound. Sorry if I just got louder into the mic and the podcast mic, but you know, you do have a point. And sorry, I feel like I read this a little too late and I lost my train of thought again, but that is okay. I feel like that is okay. Does this tell me? Oh, we are only like 11 minutes in, you guys. Oh my gosh. Setting this up makes me feel like I am several hours into this, and I know I'm not. So, what was the... Anyone out there who's paying attention, what is the last thing I said? Let's try to remember. Now, what is your intention behind it? Because most of the time, you know, it really is not malicious. And realizing this, you know, it's not like I was out there, you know, like punching people or beating people up. That is definitely, you know, crossing the line. Do I beat myself up? Yes, I do. I literally Fight Club myself sometimes, and I'm gonna be completely honest, okay? Like, I'm not going to sit here and hide things from you guys. Like, not in the same intensity as Fight Club, but I you know, I have self-harmed in my life, and that is something I've been working on, and you know, and like my whole relationship with that in itself has been a journey, and just learning to love myself even through all of that, because there's so many levels to why a person would do that, because naturally your brain wants to stop you from doing these things to yourself. And yeah, it's, if you don't know, I feel like I'm getting so off topic here, but it kind of is a little bit on topic, I guess. If you don't know what happens in these moments where your brain kind of says yes and accepts it and is like, you know, do it, go for it, and allows you to cross that threshold, is because it's really struggling to get, I believe it's serotonin is what's immediately released, or dopamine. It's one of the two, or maybe even both, or more things. We can look it up. Let's go ahead and do that really quick. Look at chemicals. Endorphins, dopamine, and endocannabinoids, creating a rush of feel-good chemicals that bring calm, pleasure, and reduced physical, there we go, physical pain. So this was explained to me and my parents when I first, you know, experienced these thoughts, because I knew that it wasn't normal, and I at first was afraid to get help, but I knew that I didn't want to ultimately have that end result, you know? That's not what I was trying to do. So I, you know, God help, did all of those things, and yeah, it's been, like I said, it's been a journey. There's been a lot of progress made, and it's just been kind of learning to love myself, because you know, people at any time in their life can experience any level of depression, and at any level of that, these thoughts can occur, and not to, you know, glamorize it or anything, but it's okay to talk about it. If you need to talk about it, it's okay to get help if you want to get help for it. And if what you're doing is fine, and you know, then just keep doing it. Keep finding the ways to love yourself, but don't feel like this is a reason or a thing that makes you unlovable, or a thing that makes you less desirable, or you know, less of a person, or able to, you know, connect with other people on a deeper level. This is, you know, that, no. And that's kind of like what I realized, because this, it's something I'm working on. It's something I'm making progress towards. It's something I can feel, you know, proud about when I look back at my past and how far I've come with it. And it's, you know, not something that I've ever done maliciously to ever hurt somebody ever. And in all of that, in my own personal experience, what I realized was that the only times I have ever even reached this level of, you know, of thinking and behaving is when I have mentally reached my limit of how much of, you know, how much abuse I can take, and that realization it just felt like it freed me from so many mental things that have been holding me back from fully accepting myself, from fully believing that I could be somebody that I would want to date and be with. And yeah, it just, you know, it just felt really good. It felt really good to finally reach that level of self-acceptance. So yeah. I don't know what you guys have been doing for Valentine's Day. This quote is from a movie, and help me, we accept. Oh, my girl. We accept the love we think we deserve. That is totally true. And I feel like that definitely goes right along with all of that, you know, because a lot of people don't really feel as if those parts of them deserve love. You know, I know that I didn't for a very long time. It was always those were always the parts of me where I was like, why can't you just be normal? Why can't you just be this? Why can't you? But in reality, what really is normal? I feel like as long as you are either happy with where you're at, or working towards what you want, or have just, you know, accepted that this is what it is, as long as you're not out there hurting people, I think you're pretty normal, okay? We've all got things from our past that we're working through. You know, I have not met a single person in my life who doesn't have something that they're working on, or have been working through, or have been, you know, dealing with. And we all deal with these things differently and in our own ways, on our own time. And I feel like most of the time we give this love and understanding to the other person, you know, but how much of that do we really give to ourselves? What percentage of that? Because for me, you know, I would always like if I'm giving the person like 90% support, understanding, love, you know, patience and all of that, I am giving myself like 10% of that. I am my biggest critic. I am, you know, my worst enemy at times. And the reality is, like, and I've said this before, the relationship that we have with ourselves is the only one in our lives that is forever, like that lasts forever. Every relationship in our life is temporary in comparison to the one that we have with ourselves, okay? And so I've been working so hard to make this relationship that I have with myself and the world and with others, like, to be as equal as possible. I'm trying so hard to give myself as much love as I would to the other people, as much patience and understanding that I would to the other people that I love so much in my life. Because not only do they deserve it, but I deserve it from myself as well. And I deserve it from myself first and foremost. You know, I don't know if this is something that people have considered or think about, but it's definitely, the relationship with ourselves should be a reflection. Like, those things should reflect one another. One should not, one should not outweigh the other. Those things should be equal, I think. But what else? What else have we been doing? There's a hair in my mouth. Thank you so much for that. Sorry, just taking a second to breathe. And yeah, I feel like it feels good to talk about these things. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, especially around this holiday, and the holidays in particular, which, this one kind of closes them out as far as Western holidays go, are the ones here in America, I guess. But yeah, people usually around this time of year are feeling kind of lonely and unloved, and it probably doesn't help to say, just love yourself. But I think that sometimes a little self-reflection and these realizations and everything, oh my, y'all, I just hit a button and I just stopped fucking recording on my podcast. Is it still going? Oh my god. I'm gonna just give me a second to give me a second to just decompress completely after all of this. Oh my, we're literally just halfway through. What is up, JXM? How are you? Looks cozy. Thank you so much. The more you try it, the harder it gets. Maybe sometimes you just gotta do things that make you happy and the rest will just fall into place. I think so. I think that's a really good idea. Because honestly, what's stopping you? What is stopping you? For me, it just doing all these things that made it was a lot of fear, I guess. But as I get older, I'm realizing, what kind of life is it if I can't just do whatever makes me happy? And with everything that's going on in the world, oh my gosh, it just gets it just really makes you feel like time is running so much faster than you could ever imagine. And like every second is so precious, so why not just try and live and make the most of it. Trying to sound positive in relation to everything that is going on in the world feels like it feels like putting a band-aid on a freaking severed arm. That is exactly how that feels. I think sometimes you stop yourself. Yeah, I think a lot of times we do stop ourselves, but I mean, why? Why? You know? Let's see if I can. Is it this? No. Sorry, my brain is so curious as to how I get back into this mode. Oh, here we go. Wow. All right. I just want to be done with technology for the rest of my life, you guys. I'm gonna go off grid. I'm gonna go live in a mud hut that I have built and dug with my own hands, in the side of an undisclosed mountain, and you will see me around town foraging for food. Please don't bother me. Please don't update me. Please don't have any piece of technology around me at all. You need some warm tea, soothing sounds, and decompression massaging. Yes, I do. I need all of that and more. Anyone would like to donate, my Venmo is, am I allowed to give that out on here? It's the same. IO is a Martian. Please go ahead. Donate all of the massages to me. I'll take them all. That is the sound of me decompressing. You can view it online later. I'm going to start putting my videos back up on YouTube. And, yeah. How is everyone out there doing? If you can see, this is Luna, the best girl in the whole world. Right here next to me, this little poof. Ooh, you literally look like a little poof on screen. She's so cute. Such a serious first half of the show. Wow. Okay. So I have some questions for those of you who are here and watching. I was thinking about putting segments into the podcast. I'm taking any suggestions. I am open to viewing and reviewing any suggestions from the live chat or later after. So go ahead and send those in. I don't know, my brother said something about like doing different segments on the show, and at first I was like, I don't know, but now that I'm redoing this and revamping it, I'm like, you know what, that might be kind of fun to maybe just have like open it up more to like different things. I have no idea, but that was a thought that I had. So let me know what you think, and yeah. What else? I'm like, this is a soft relaunch. This doesn't have to be like a straight up show. I'm just gonna just lounge in a different position. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I'm comfy, I'm cozy. Why? Because it's just that mood today. I was like, what am I gonna wear for the show? I don't know. I didn't really want to put too much effort in it, so I wore the pants I was already wearing. I put a t-shirt on, and I put my I changed. I had this other like t-shirt on, and I was like, I don't think this I wanted it to be like non-branded or whatever, not have any logos on it, and that was really not happening with the other shirt that I was wearing, so I had to change the shirt, and then I put my bathrobe back on, and here we are. I got these little clippies in my hair. I don't know if you guys like them, but for some reason I'm loving them right now. I feel like they're kind of coming back in. Are they? I have no idea. People I see I see so many people doing so many things. I have no idea what is trending and what is not. And quite frankly, I don't care, because if it's cute, it's cute. I love it. I'm gonna do it. Who cares? I'm in my house. It doesn't matter. Is the world gonna see this? Quite possibly. Some of them. Some of the people of the world. Do I care? Obviously, no. Why not? Exactly. Why not? Y'all. I have a song stuck in my head for copyright reasons. I cannot sing it, I think, because I'm just kidding. But no, really, I don't. I will give you bits and pieces of it. Notes, different notes. I'm just kidding. That's not the song. Anyways, what is up? Hello and welcome. Welcome. Having so many feelings, so many emotions right now. Mostly exhausted. Do you usually stream later in the evening? You know, when I streamed before, no, I was doing it kind of like in the afternoon, But today I was supposed to do this thing this afternoon, and I was like, I'm going to do it this evening, and everything like that. But oh my gosh, it was supposed to be earlier, and setting everything up pushed it back like almost an hour and a half later. And yeah, so no, I don't usually stream this late in the evening. But I mean, okay, question to the chat and to the listeners out there. What is a good time to stream? What time, what day? I just want to kind of get a feel of this like audience, and where everyone is tuning in from, and what time of day or what day is like good, because I do want obviously chat participation as always. It is so welcome and so loved by me, and I'm sure by you guys as well. And yeah, just kind of try and sync schedules. Today was kind of like on my terms, and obviously it will still probably most likely be on my terms, but I want to try to just see like if everyone's like, hey, it works better on this day, this time for me, or mornings, or the whatever it is, and I see that my schedule is like perfect for that. I don't see why not. I honestly don't see why not. So let me know. I am so hungry. I thought I put a snack next to me. I guess I didn't. All I put was water here. Oh, future me, which is now present me, is upset at past me. It's 11 p.m. in Oh, hello from Arizona. Winding down by 9. Okay. Yeah. It felt like a little bit late for myself as well. Yeah. But good to know. Thank you so much. Let me see how much. I feel like I wanted to go for an hour on this show, but you know what? We are like about 15 minutes shy. I think I'm just gonna hit end here, and I will still keep live streaming and talking with the chat, but I am just going to end the actual podcast here. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening to this portion of everything. Thank you for everyone who's going to stick around and stay tuned, and I will be back with an official schedule and everything like that for you. So just keep an eye out. I'm usually on Instagram. I will make updates on here and try to do my best to update all the social media platforms with all the same information, but you can pretty much find me anywhere. IOZ Martian, same username, same everything that you see me on wherever you're at right now. Okay, spelled exactly the same. You'll see what I'm more active on and what I'm not really like I just made an account and I'm not really there, but I'm there, So yeah, but thank you guys so much, and I will see you later. Okay, stop that recording. We will It is uploaded and everything. I'm just going to, I feel like, do I close it? I'm so scared to close it. What if it deletes everything? Oh my gosh. That was so crazy. That was, oh, that takes me back. That really takes me back, you guys. Hello and shout out to my one viewer here. Thank you so much. If there are more of you, it hasn't updated me yet, but hello and thank you. Just gonna lay down right here. The end. Just go to sleep. You just become a sleeping stream. Let me change. Can I change the no. What's your goals for the slow upcoming? The slow, what does that mean? The slow upcoming. Do you know something that I don't know? What is going on? Your slow start. Oh, okay. Gosh, my brain is so frazzled right now from so much hardcore stress. I don't know. I guess, like, just getting the show back up in general was the goal in itself, and have it be a little bit, like I said, a little different with like different segments and everything like that. I was thinking about maybe like taking questions and everything towards the end of the show, or opening it up in the beginning of the show, or making it like that. Else. I don't know. I guess the goal is just really to start it back up and figure it out. Can I just, there's literally, I'm gonna go get some chips, okay, you guys? Just chill for 2 seconds. I'm just gonna get some chips. Okay, I'm back. Just gonna eat chips on the show now. I feel like I should stop the show and just restart a different live stream as an Ask Me Anything. Is that too much? Like, at this point, I don't feel like that's too much. If you guys don't want to stick around for that, I totally understand. If you don't want to watch me eat chips, I totally understand. Let me see how much life the battery on my phone has anyways, because that's what I'm using to record this. Just go to bed. I know, right? Yeah, I probably should. Alright, you guys. I think I'm just gonna end it here. I might come back. I'm so hungry. I want more than chips, and that's gonna require me to be gone in the kitchen for way longer than 2 seconds. Should we have like a mukbang portion of the show? That's something that interests people. I'm just trying to find any way to gain weight right now and like get back to like my natural eating schedule or my normal eating habits. I don't know if you guys have been like hearing about the scarcity mindset or like the lack mindset, or they're pretty much the same thing. But for a while, like mentally, because I've been, I work as an artist pretty much, just taking jobs here and there, and sometimes I have like, a stable job, like a day job kind of thing, and sometimes I don't, and just kind of living in this this like mental mindset where even my food is like scarce, and I have to like limit my food, and so I find myself when I'm eating, like as hungry as I am, I'll sometimes like just stop halfway through, and I'm like, I gotta save this for later, and then in the back of my head I'm like, just fucking eat it now, like Jesus Christ, but pretty much like this came about when I was dating this one person, and they were just like, paying your bills is more important than eating. And so in my brain, I'm like, paying my bills is more important than eating. Paying my bills, like it really stuck in my brain. And so when the finances get low and everything like that, that's the first thing I think of, is paying my bills is more important than eating. And I never really fully got back to like, it's okay to just eat when you want, whatever you want, any amount you want, it doesn't matter, I even talked to my therapist about this, because I was like, how can I even pay my bills if I die from not eating? And she's like, yeah, exactly. Whoever told you that is a friggin' idiot. And I was like, thank you. Like, but it's true. How can I work if I'm not eating? Like, how can I, if I'm not eating, I'm getting weaker. I'm like, fading out of existence in reality as we know it, just withering away. And that's why I ate a whole bag of chips yesterday, pretty much. And it's just the crumbs in here. Do I feel bad? No, I don't. Do I feel like I gotta preserve these chips and save them for the end times? To be honest, I feel like during the end times, I will probably end up eating all of my food in one day, because I will just be. I don't know. I have no idea. But maybe not. Maybe. The scarcity mindset has been preparing me for the end times, and undoing it will be my demise. And the birds and the animals are fed, always fed without any worries. Why should we? Exactly. Sorry, my nose itches so much. But no, exactly. I think about that too. I think about that a lot. Especially when I'm buying groceries and I'm spending so much, like, I should just grow my own food. But at the same time, I tried doing that, and the squirrels in my neighborhood eat everything that I grow, even if it's food for me or not. You know, they eat all of my plants. They ate like almost all of my succulents. Piss me the fuck off. They chew through all of the lights. I try to hang some string lights back there. They eat all, they chew through like every light I have. And part of me thinks that it's personal, like they got it out for me because my neighbor has lights. I have never seen her change her fucking lights. And I try to be nice to them and leave them like food. And then they became more of a problem. And my mom had this like, I told you so moment, because my mom has a duck problem. Because she started feeding the ducks in her neighborhood, and they all go to her house. Every animal goes to my mom's house. She had this like crane that had no legs. Well, it had like little nubs. It didn't have like any feet. And it came to her backyard and like ate the food that she like leaves out for the ducks. And my mom was like, you start feeding the squirrels, you're just gonna have so many squirrels. And I was like, yeah, just like you have so many ducks. But the ducks don't eat all my mom's fucking plants. The ducks are cool. They don't eat her lights. The squirrels have an attitude, and they're little sassy motherfuckers. Yeah, exactly. And I tried to stop feeding them, these squirrels, and stop giving them little like treats and food and stuff. And it kind of worked for a little bit, until I put new lights up. And then like halfway through summer last year, my lights weren't working, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? They got me again. Do you have any problem with squirrels in Arizona? There are squirrels in Arizona, right? I feel like I've been to Arizona only a couple of times, not really ever to visit. Just kind of like driving through. With a lot of pine trees are up north. Yeah, actually, my backyard has a bunch of pine trees. Like, in the neighborhood, there's like a bunch of pine trees, so. And that's where they live. And it's mating season for them. Or it was recently. Or still is. I don't know. But they woke me up. Yeah, they fly from tree to tree. Oh my gosh. Literally, they woke me up before the sun even came out. And I just hear this crazy fighting next to my window. I'm like, what is going on? Because my window is like high enough next to like an area of trees where these squirrels like nest and everything. And they were shaking. Little do they know what day it is. Oh, I know. But they were shaking this tree. Oh my god. Like, oh my, I was like, am I sure that there's squirrels in there? I'm like, are they being like, is there a predator in so high up in this tree? The only thing I could think of was maybe a raccoon. But do raccoons eat squirrels? No, I don't think so. Do they fight them? Maybe. Are they territorial like that? I have no idea. And do raccoons go that high into a fucking tree? Because in my head, they stay towards the ground. Like maybe they only go 10 feet up. And then that's it. They're like, oh, this is too high for me. Because if I was a raccoon, I would not bother really going up in a tree when I could just go in a bush. You know? If I was a raccoon, why am I going in a tree? Why am I, yeah, like, in the movies, they're always in the trash. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why am I not just going in the trash? When I lived in Florida, I lived in Tampa for a little bit in this area that kind of had like a bunch of pine trees. But the thing is, like, there was also a bunch of raccoons. They weren't like living in the pine trees. They were living in the bushes and like in the trash can, or at least that's where I saw them. And then when it was like raining, they would knock on the door and you would open the door and it would just be raccoons at the door. And you're like, what? How terrible. Yeah, you're telling me Florida, all offense, but how terrible indeed. Tampa Bay, Blackbeard, what is up? When we moved to Florida, when I was younger, I'm from California. Because some people met me just like in Florida and they're just like, you know, they think that like my whole family and everything's from Florida. I'm like, no. But yeah, when we moved there, I thought that my parents literally moved us to hell because we moved in the middle of summer. I'd never experienced humidity like this at all because we were living in Northern California. I'd never experienced humidity. Like, I had so many fans on me. Every single fan I could find that was in this house. I put it on me and I was like, this is not even enough. I was like, who lives here? I was like, this is literally, it has to be hell. Like, this is, like, I thought we were being punished. It was, yeah. And then lived there for a little bit. The amphitheater, yes. Lived there for a little bit, and then, you know, my blood thinned out from, you know, all the heat, the humidity, because it is quite warm there. If you've never been, pretty much all year round it's like warm except for right now. Right now is kind of like their winter, which is why the strawberries grow right now. Is this the free crack giveaway? Yes. Crackhead. This is, as I've said before, just kidding. JK. I'm just gonna eat these chips. And I'm just gonna, you know. Mm-hmm. What else do I want to eat? I really want to eat steak right now. Yeah, you can send more pictures if you want. Anyone want to buy me steak? Anyone out there see my singles personal ad that I placed on Threads? Anyone want to buy me a steak? Did I ask this question already? In the 1970s, all right. Let's see it. Sorry, I realized I was like stretching my legs and it probably looked weird. Ugh. It's 11 o'clock, almost 11. Not quite 11, it's almost 11. Anyone want to do my laundry? Anyone want to pay me to do my laundry? Like, anyone want to give me? You give me $300 and then you take my laundry and you go and do my laundry. It's a great deal. I know. Fabulous, fabulous deal. I would take it if I were you. I think, you know. Anyone? Okay, sent. Okay. Oh. For the second, I was like, oh my god, yes. $300. Come take my laundry. Come do the laundry. The dogs are good. Luna's over here. Luna. How's the kids? How's the wife and kids? If you give me 50, I'll give you 5 back. Alright. Sounds like a deal.
My kids wouldn't do that even if I paid them $300, right? To be a kid. I was thinking about that also recently because I saw some some Instagram reel that was like, you woke up and it's 1990 whatever, and the last whatever has the last so many years have been a dream. And I was like, no. No offense, like being a kid is great. Not having responsibilities, great. But do I want to relive my childhood again? Oh, God, no. No. No, I don't. All the good parts were so good, you know? But also, they were not that many. And the bad parts were kind of like bad, you know, so bad that I have to do EMDR therapy, because regular talk therapy does not work for my brain. And yeah, unlike the being a kid aspect where I don't have to pay anything, but also I like being an adult. I like being able to rent a car if I want to. Okay? I love being able to collect debt on my credit cards. I love being, able to sit here right now, eat chips, and talk to people without my mom screaming at me to go to sleep or to be quiet because she's sleeping. Plus back then, the internet was not so great, which I think was kind of great. I kind of would go back to that part where we didn't really have the internet and you could just stay out and nobody called you because you didn't have a cell phone, and it was great. But also, like, today I realized I'm like, I hate having a cell phone, but I like it. I like it for emergencies, but also I really miss the freedom of not having a fucking cell phone. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but holy shit, I really, really miss that. Puppy pics. Oh my god, a new puppy! Cute. The internet was way less censored back then. 100%. I hate my phone. Hold on. Let me first address the puppy pics. Okay. My phone is what I'm recording on, so I will view those later. But second, okay, this whole yes, yes, yes. I also not just hate my phone, okay? There's so many reasons I hate my phone. Obviously, you guys have been hearing me bitch about technology this whole time and how it always malfunctions around me. But, freaking, do you remember the BlackBerry? Yes, okay. But do you remember, that was a really good phone. Do you remember being able to, Google things or to look things up in a search engine, right? And actually get, real answers and not have to sort through all this AI stuff or the fake things that, the misinformation that people are posting. For the most part, I'm like, okay, AI has been okay. But there has been times where I'm trying to like just confirm something, and I will look it up, and the AI answer is completely wrong. And it's like I know that I was using Google to confirm, kind of like, I was trying to look up something in Ilocano, which is the language that um, my mom speaks and that my family speaks in the Philippines, and I mostly was just kind of looking for, because I know like the translation, but I was kind of looking to see if I could find more of like maybe a better translation, if there was maybe a better word for it in English, and it was so wrong. The answer that I got, I was like, what is this? I'm like, do you know? I'm like putting in all these words. I'm like, but do you remember that? Do you guys remember when you could just look up anything and not be bombarded by like the AI? Because that was great. That was really great. I had a professor in college actually who said that any article or anything that you read online that you find that has been proven true and everything like that by actual research and science, and is not just some like fake story that someone has invented that would have easily been just, I don't know, recognized as like the national. I have no idea. You guys remember that the National Enquirer, and it always had those like stories about Bigfoot like getting married and stuff. That's kind of like what I'm talking about. I feel like now that I search for anything, it's a lot of stuff like that and less like actual like researched things. What was I gonna say? I don't know. What's gonna hold my head? Bigfoot is right next to you. Oh my god. You know what is so funny is that I literally just took down a Yeti doll that I had up for winter. So you would not have been wrong. You guys, as I lay here on my side, I am remembering I re-pierced my my ear piercing up here in the cartilage. I had it done for so many years. Oh my gosh, when did I get this done? Maybe like 13. Yeah, I've had this since I was like 13 years old or something like that, 12 or 13. And I had it out for a really long time. And then I've been cleaning my stuff and going through like pretty much every everything, because I have like a lot of art supplies. After my divorce, I kind of just threw everything into like this one area, and now I'm like slowly kind of just going through like all the stuff that's in that area, and going through like my art supply. I'm literally going through like every single marker and taking the cap off and like writing to see which ones work and what paints are still good and all of that. So it's it's been a little bit time consuming, but it's been fun. And yeah, doing that, I don't know, I was inspired to just like, hey, let's see if my ear holes are still, if I can just still put things in them. And I did. I have like 3 pierce, like, piercings down here. My ears used to be gauged, and then I have like 3 down here, and then like the one up here. But the one in the middle over here, I don't think can ever be re-pierced at all. Or, I mean, at least by me, I can't. Obviously, if I go to a professional, they can definitely re-pierce it. But I'm not gonna buy a gun or anything and to re-pierce my own ear. I was just stabbing earrings through, the little dents that were still there. But there's no dent there for that middle one. So I'm like, well, I can't do that myself. I'm not gonna try any harder than I need to. I might be able to get one through this middle one right here, but so far I try to just put it through the 2 that I knew I could put it through, and then I didn't know if I could put it through my cartilage again, but I got it, and I'm gonna just keep this thing in there and keep it open, because I kind of missed it. And yeah. How's the comedy performances working out? They are actually going pretty well. I feel like I could be more focused on them if in this time, but also, I'm like job searching and trying to take care of that. And sometimes comedy, not like it can be like super expensive, but like to go to these open mics, a lot of them you gotta like sign up and pay like $5 or whatever, or I gotta buy tickets to go support my friend's shows. And yeah, just keep showing my face and keep meeting people and everything like that. So it costs a little bit of money here and there to like go out and socialize and everything. Which is, yeah, not the best to do when you are balling on a budget, but still getting booked shows and everything like that. So I would say it's going pretty well. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm learning a lot of things. I'm meeting a lot of new people, and I think most importantly, like, I'm learning a lot of new things about myself, and I'm growing in ways that I used to like dream of, not only like, I guess, career wise, but also like just within myself. And the whole reason why I even got into comedy is because it's something I've always wanted to do, but I've been too like scared to do. And after thinking that I was like on my deathbed, when I was like married and everything like that, I was like, why not do everything now that I was scared to do? Like, if I'm gonna die anyways, I might as well have at least tried it, so that I'm not like laying there like, oh god, I wish I had at least tried to tell a joke in front of an audience, and even if it's just at an open mic. And oh my god, that first open mic was like freaking crack, because I cannot get enough of it. It was like, and the whole process has been kind of like that. Like, it's so bad, but it's so good, you know? Like, it's so bad because there are parts of it where it just absolutely freaking crushes my soul, because I am a sensitive baby. And I, as much as I try to have thick skin, you know, like,